Hi, welcome to my channel Cloud with Girish. I am Girish, an AWS community builder and cloud tech enthusiast with expertise in delivering customer-focused, business-impacting cloud transformation programs of high complexity. In my previous video, I shared how I used AWS Kiro vibe coding feature to build a customer lookup API powered by Amazon API Gateway, AWS Lambda, Amazon DynamoDB, and AWS SAM. In another video, I explored Kiro hooks using a simple Hello World Python program. I demonstrated how hooks can automatically update a README MD file whenever the Python code is modified. There is so much more you can do with Kiro. However, first thing first, you need to log into Kiro to start building creative GenAI assisted solutions. So let's see that how to set up a Kiro team subscription using AWS IAM Identity Center. Kiro provides multiple ways to log in and set up a subscription. You can log in and subscribe using your Google credential. You can log in, subscribe using GitHub. You can log in, subscribe using AWS Builder ID. And then you can log in and subscribe using your organization's single sign-on also. The first three options are individual subscription model. That means you sign up independently and pay monthly based on the plan you select. The organization single sign-on option is designed for team-based access. In this model, your account is provisioned by your cloud administrator and you are provided with a dedicated login URL. This enables centralized access management and consolidated billing. In this video, I will walk you through the step-by-step process of configuring Kiro using a team subscription enabled through AWS IAM Identity Center. This option is used when your company centrally manages access using AWS IAM Identity Center. In this model, Kiro subscriptions are managed at the organization level. Users and groups are provisioned in advance, and you must sign in using a company-specific URL. Let's look at what's AWS IAM Identity Center. AWS IAM Identity Center is a centralized identity management service that enables organizations to manage workforce access to AWS accounts and cloud applications. It allows administrators to create or connect user identities, organize users into groups, assign permissions across multiple AWS accounts, and enable single sign-on for supported application. In the context of Kiro, AWS IAM Identity Center enables secure, centralized access management and subscription controls for team and enterprise. Here is a quick view of individual versus team organization subscription. If you see that there are different features, so login options in individual subscription, you can log in using Google credential, GitHub, AWS Builder ID, and then team organization subscription as organizational single sign-on. Account setup process for individual subscription, it's a self-service sign-up, and for team organization subscription, it's provisioned by cloud administrator. Same thing for access management and user provisioning. In individual subscription, user is managing it. In the team organization subscription is managed by your company. In the billing model, individual monthly payment versus centralized organizational billing. Individual subscription is great for developers, learners, solo builders, while the team organization subscription is great for enterprises, team, and the governed environment. Security and governance for the individual subscription is limited to individual controls, but once you integrate it in your IAM, then you have enterprise grade governance and access control. And then sign in URL For individual subscription, you have standard Kiro login page, and then for team organization subscription, you have a company specific login URL. Here is like a very high level architecture flow diagram. So basically you have AWS IAM Identity Center, and you are enabling the IAM Identity Center, and then you are doing the Kiro team subscription, and that subscription provide you an SSO URL that can be provided to the team members, the employee, and they can use that URL to log into Kiro. That's the simple flow. To understand this flow, you need to be familiar with the AWS Management Console, and of course you need to have Kiro installed, because once we have the URL, then you need to provide that URL to log into the Kiro. So there are two parts really at a high level. Like first you need to, in order to configure Kiro team subscription, first thing first is to enable IAM Identity Center, and the second is that you configure Kiro. So here in step 1, enable IAM Identity Center. IAM Identity Center is a service like many others in AWS. So once you are in console, you search for IAM Identity Center service, and then you should see a screen similar to this. You click on the service. If it's not already enabled, it's going to ask you to enable it. So you click on enable to activate IAM Identity Center. Now, once you are enabling it, make sure you know which reason you are enabling the service for. So that's very important. So let's, in my case, in this example, I'm selecting North Virginia. So that's the reason that this IAM Identity Center will be managed. Now, once I have it, I can create a group for Kiro user. So I can navigate to the groups and I can create a group. In my case, I'm going to name it as Kiro_dev_group. So that's the group that I'm creating it here. And once I have the group, the next step is to create a user and also assign that user to the group. So here I'm going to the user, and similar to group, this time I'm creating a user. When you create a user, you're supposed to provide your username, email, first and last name. So that's what I provided. I have a user, and then I'm assigning it to the group that I created in the previous step, which is Kiro_dev_group. Once I have assign it, I review and confirm the creation, and I should see a confirmation message like this. So here it's saying, hey, the user Girish Bhatia was successfully added, and as a result of this whole process, it has triggered an email which will go to the email that I provided when I was creating the user, and that user has to accept that creation basically, right? So you click it, you set up your password so that only you have access to it. So let's see how that looks like. Now let's look at the email that we have received and complete the user setup. So here is an example of the email that will be triggered. So now I have received that email because that's the email I provided. So now I have this email which say, hey, your administrator has invited you to AWS IAM Identity Center, accepting this invitation, activity in your user account, blah, blah, blah. And then it gives me the access portal URL, my username, and so on. So once I click on accept invitation, then it will ask me to set up the credential, which is on the next step. So here I can set up my password and I can configure the MFA, and that will complete the user and group setup. And then in the next Kiro subscription, I can use this group and user to subscribe to the Kiro team subscription. So that's the next step. You will get an email and it say, hey, your administrator for AWS account has invited you to this, AWS IAM Identity Center. Accepting the invitation, activate your user account in IAM Identity Center, and blah, blah, blah. So now when you see that, then you basically can click on accept invitation. So So once you set up, it will ask you to configure MFA based on your enterprise policy. So you can set up the MFA, and then the first part is completed. So your user and group setup is complete. So now you have IAM Identity Center, you also have a group, and that group has a user. So now let's look at enabling the Kiro subscription. So here you navigate to the Kiro subscription page, and you open the Kiro admin or subscription page. The process is similar. It's like show up as any other service. So you search for Kiro, and then you basically say sign up for Kiro. Here you can look at the pricing model. So there is a Pro, which is $20 a month, Pro Plus $40 a month, Power $200 a month. I'm selecting Pro. You can select it based on what's the enterprise guidance for your org age, but I'm selecting the Pro. Then that's the minimum $20 a month program that it's offering. And then I will enable the Kiro. So here is the screen looks like. I'm going to enable the Kiro. And once I do it, then I assign the group. So I'm going to click on add user or group, and then I'm going to select the subscription plan, and I'm going to choose the group and assign that group that I created in the previous steps, which is Kiro_dev_group. Once I have done it, I should see a screen similar to it. So now I have a sign-in URL, and this is the sign-in URL that I can use to log in. So this is the URL now I have. And now if I go to the Kiro, and from the options in the login screen, as you can see, is giving me option to Google, GitHub, Builder ID, and your organization. If you recall, like I explained, the first three are like individual subscription model, and the last one is what we want to use, which is the organization subscription. And this is where when I click it, I provide the URL, and that should give me access to the Kiro. So here is the final outcome of this. So now I am logged in, and now I'm part of the Kiro enterprise plan. So as you can see, it's telling me that I'm part of the Kiro enterprise plan. I have access to Kiro, and now I can do the vibe coding, or I can do the specs driven development, which are the features of Kiro, right? So Kiro keeps adding many features, but the foundationally Kiro, with using Kiro IDE, you can do vibe coding, you can do specs driven development. So let's see it in action, that now I have access to Kiro, that how I can use it. So now that I am subscribed to Kiro and have access to the tool, I can log in, and this is how my screen Kiro setup will look like. And as you can see that I can build using vibe coding, or I can build using spec. So in the specs, it will create the specs first, and then it will build it. And vibe coding is prompt-based quick prototype generation. So let's I'm gonna try the vibe coding here, right? Just to give you a view of how it works in action. So let me think of a prompt. I think I can do a hello world, but that will be extremely simple. So rather than that, let me ask it to create a simple website only using HTML, and I only need 2 tabs about me and contact. It should be a single page website. No JavaScripts, can have a simple CSS. No testing framework is required. I am just looking for a very simple prototype to share with the customer. So I'm going to give it this prompt, and let's see that how Kiro react to this. And if you see, Kiro, as my peer programmer, is giving me feedback saying, okay, I'll create a simple single page website with 2 tabs, about me and contact, using only HTML, which is what and then it's saying done. 25 seconds. Okay, so now if I see, I got a CSS, and it's a simple CSS because that's what I asked for, and then I have a index HTML, and again it's a simple one. Let's see if I'm gonna open it and see that I can open it in the browser. Let me reveal it here. I will open it in the browser. Let's open it in the Safari. So if I open it, and you see it's created that, saying about me, and then it's giving me contact. And because that's what I asked for in the prompt. Really, like how quick it was, like not even a minute, in seconds, and I have this initial page. Of course, the more complicated my prompt is, the more feature I ask, the longer it will take. But still, like, it's a great example of how Kiro, as a Gen AI assisted coding, like it created the code without me writing anything other than prompt. So in this video, I demonstrated how using AWS IAM Identity Center with Kiro enables secure centralized team subscriptions, providing scalable access management for your organization. This setup shifts the burden of individual account management away from developers and IT, allowing teams to focus on building, collaborating, and delivering high-value solutions. Whether you are provisioning user, organizing groups, assigning subscription, or configuring MFA, IAM Identity Center acts as your enterprise-grade access manager, ensuring every team member has the right permission without manual overhead. By starting with a single group and gradually scaling to include multiple teams and subscription plans, you can establish a streamlined environment where onboarding, access control, and billings are automated and consistent across your organization. Experiment with these steps and see how Kiro, combined with IAM Identity Center, transform team development workflow and simplify Gen AI assisted coding at scale. Generative AI is transforming the way development happens, and tools like Kiro make the process faster and more collaborative. While managing multiple users and subscription may seem complex, IAM Identity Center provides the governance and security your organization needs. I believe this is just the beginning, and these tools will continue to evolve rapidly. I'm constantly creating new content on various AWS topics, so please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the Cloud with Girish channel. Your support helps me continue producing valuable AWS tutorials and workshops. Stay tuned for more exciting content. Thank you.